Ka mihi, kia tātou katoa, te hiku o te ika, te puku o te whenua, te pane o te motu, te moana o opahi. Kia ora koutou katoa. Ngā mihi mahana ki a koutou. Mō tēnei ahi, nau mai haere mai ki te pūtahitanga o Te Waipanuru Symposium 2019. Whānau katoa, kua hau, ka hoki au ki te Māori o Harau, te me taki timu o ka waka, taumaira auraki me hukurangi, ko wāpu me tūmakaha ngā waipuna, erere atu ki a takaroa, whakataumaira ki ngā rohe o Ngaitahu me te whānau apanui, ko Vania Pirani toko ingoa. Ko te kaupapa whakahira, kei roto i tēnei horo, Navigator Tinana, ngā mihi mahana. Kia ora whānau. So the kaupapa, kei konei, is around Navigator Tinana. I am the contracts advisor for Navigator Tinana. We have up to 12 FTE, 0.5 to full FTEs, right up and down the motu, from the top of in those warmer climates into Tauihu, and then right down to to the deep south, down to Bluff, where we deliver different varieties, ranges of whakapākari tinana, korekore tinana, contemporary sports, and also community whānau initiatives around sport and recreation. Have we got a hoodie here? Oh, aroha mai, tai hoa. So my role, up and down the motu, so I manage many of the contracts, and just as what I mentioned earlier is around, so we've got a different range of deliveries from Brendan, who is he is one of our pharmacists here in Ototahi, but comes with us around the motu, around whāmek, educating our kaumātua around the intake of their medication, and also around risks and around prevention falls, all those areas around what kaumātua need. So that's, we've also got Kate and RCG Grace Limited and Riwai, who are working here in our communities with our whānau and our disabled whānau, and they're going to give you a really good kōrero on that very shortly. I just want to reiterate around Bros for Change. We've got them here today. They also, these are for our babies, well, they're not babies, our rangatahi out in the kuras. These are for our more vulnerable tamariki who need that extra assistance, and that's when we have our Bros for Change who take them away on wānanga and build those inspirational areas where there's that gap for those whānau. And these boys take them out and do a lot of te ao Māori, a lot of maurako, and also for those tamariki to find themselves. And that's also around order and well-being. I've also got Tyler Harrison-Hunt, who'll be doing a kōrero here today as well. He's created a new initiative around our rangatahi, also around midnight basketball. He goes out and engages with those rangatahi that need that assistance, that want to be a part of some kind of ope, but a cool ope in Poitikohu. And not forgetting our husband and wife duo, which will be up here also, around just the delivery of what they do out in our communities. We've got Manu and Corey. They have whānauid many whānau who've been through the earthquakes, who went through a stage of binging. From there, the whānau, to help their order, have started from delivering in the parks and around the different kura that were earthquake riddled. From there, they've now managed to be successful. They have their own contemporary gym, but they also really emphasise around the values and the well-being of our whānau as they deliver out there in the communities. So just there, Mautiara, kia ora ai te whānau. Your pathway empowers whānau to thrive. And that's the kaupapa that we lead around whānau order outcomes. With the work that I do, we are driven by our 7 po, and we have to reflect those po when we walk and talk the kaupapa of a whānau order. Most of the Navigator Tinana agreements are driven by po tahi, which is whānau being self-managing, po rua, leading healthy lifestyles, po toru, participating fully in society, po whā, are confidently participating in te ao Māori. Those four key areas around our po, when they do it, when they're out there walking the talk around whakapākari tinana. The contracts that they do, just an example around po whā, when they are reporting to reflect back on po whā, are confidently participating in te ao Māori. So Bros for Change is an absolutely excellent example of it, and actually all my whānau in front of me that are going to be presenting, they when we the uniqueness of our Navigator Tinanas, rather than opposed to going to a gym, they would start their kōrero or their whakapākari tinana mihi atu ki ngā atua I Rongarawa, and then moving forward around te reo Māori, more real spoken, but in small dosages of that. And that's that te ao Māori, but then it's incidental behaviours that's happening. Just to give you a really good, so what they do and what expectations required from me with our funders. Moving the Māori Nation aims to increase the health and well-being of whānau through the medium of physical and cultural activity, and that's around atuatanga, maurako, all those taonga tākaro kiorahi that's delivered out there in our communities, and how we've got mentors, leaders in our communities to keep this beautiful taonga moving in our communities. The intent of this wānanga is to bring together Navigator Tinana mentors to share ideas, encourage and support innovative and collaborative ways to increase whānau through participation in physical and cultural activities. And aroha mai whānau, if you haven't noticed, there's lots of macrons missing because my computer wasn't giving me macrons. Oh, that's just our teams. They're expected to do planning throughout the whole year, a 12-month plan. Most contracts are within a 12-month range with our Navigator Tinana. Some are up to 9 to 6 months. These key goals, which expectations around the framework, to encourage the Navigator initiatives to walk the talk, and that's just reflecting back to those po that we mentioned earlier. Professional development. So we're going to talk about the professional development later, right at the end, around just building their kite, the whānau, and building those kite. We've just come back from Aoraki Summit, which is a 3-day wānanga for all those Navigator Tinanas. And our maunga ariki, we went to Arowhenua, the mana whenua of Aoraki, and experienced a real hikoi of atuatanga, te ao Māori and te ao marama. Providing a collaborative space to network with one another and sharing ideas. That's just the boring stuff, I don't really know. But that's my job around the reporting, understanding what the funder requires from your organisation, evidence showing the difference that you are making for whānau. So there is a requirement from our whānau initiatives. It is really, really critical around surveys to be completed and around the narratives to be done, and just really providing evidence that we're able to continue this type of hikoi, these type of whānau initiatives in our motu. So it is really, really critical around getting those the evidence-based data. Outcomes, telling the story of the differences that have been made in the lives of whānau, and that's also around the narrative that is always provided around those success stories of our whānau. And that is me, kei konei, and like Ben, our music man. We're going straight into, I've got our first speaker, which is part of our ope with our Navigator Tinana, o mai te paki kia Brendan.
Ka piki te wai, ka hiki te ua, ka puta te puna, hei rongoa. Ko hikarauro te mauka, ko waikawairi te awa, ko Kati Huirapa ki Puki te Raki te marae, ko Kaitahu te iwi, ko Brendan Takuingwa, no Kia Kaha Chemist ahau. So through Te Pūtahitanga funding, I've been able to, I'm a Māori pharmacist, and through this funding, I've been able to leave the four walls of the traditional pharmacy and get out into the community where I guess our expertise is probably needed the most. So what I do is visit marae community centres, just giving talks on medicines and any sort of health-related issues and well-being, any questions that pops up, I'll try and answer it. So I've been out to Tuahiwi, Rapaki, Rihua, then at community days like out at Little River, Littleton, and then also visiting numerous chronic health support groups around Christchurch. I've also been down to Murihiku, the Kaumātua Day down there, and then also back to my tūranga waiwai in Otipoti. So applying Māori health models to the medication review process. Started off using wharitapa whā, and now go more in depth using the Meihana model from one of our own, Professor Suze Pitama here at Christchurch. And I believe, and the surveys will show as well, that it's resulted in Māori becoming more confident in our health system, just being more empowered to ask the right questions and obviously not being afraid. And so with this confidence brings empowerment and self-determination and the ability to heal ourselves. So that is my wee slogan, Kia Kaha Chemist, strengthening relationships to inspire Māori health. So I use the values of whanaungatanga, manaakitanga, and then ultimately mātauranga to ensure that anyone I engage with will be empowered to improve not only their own health, but also the health of their tipuna, mātua, tamariki, and moko. So I've just finished a document, Mātauranga Māori Health Stories, where I went and interviewed Māori patients who have engaged with their community pharmacy, and to feedback about that experience, whether it was good, whether it was bad, and what pharmacy can be doing better. Also, this year, the number of Māori pharmacists have doubled in Otautahi. Had 2 interns just qualify from the hospital, and then another one moved back from Wellington, so we've got a grand total of 7 Māori pharmacists now around Waitaha. And so this has made my life a lot easier now. I can call on more Māori pharmacists to join the parade. So it's sort of figured out that it needs to be a sort of a 2-pronged approach. First, educating pharmacists how they can better engage with Māori, but then also needing to educate our people around what pharmacy can offer them. I'm still meeting kaumātua who don't know what a pharmacist is, or that's where I got the name Kia Kaha Chemist, because it's a chemist. But that's just so I can relate to them better. And then also, I'm trying to say is a lot of people don't even understand that we had to go to university to get a degree, and we're not just out there counting pills. We can actually come to your whare and go through your medicines with you, and just sort of making people more aware of those services. So this is sort of just an example slide of what I usually present to the kaumātua, sort of just showing them that their health is Māori wealth. They are the lifeblood. Our culture is key, so as the guardians of their kete of knowledge for reo, ngā tikanga, iwi, hapu, and whānau. And then just about showing that this increased demand needs increased self-care, which I guess you all know how our kaumātua get pulled here and there, come to this event, come to that. And then with the rangatahi side of things, I sort of highlight that our mental health statistics are ever increasing, so it's important that they engage with their rangatahi and connect with them face to face, take them out into the taiao and share stories from their past to try and combat that huge mission. So this is just some other examples of what I go through when I engage with Māori. Wairuatanga, so more the importance of having a spiritual connection and having life purpose. Hinengaro, stimulating mental activities like arts and crafts. But then I also touch, so I've got postgraduate training in nutritional medicine. So I touch on the diet, so things to support brain health such as fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E and K, and then essential fatty acids, namely omega-3s. Whānau Manaaki, that's just, again, especially with the rangatahi, having increased meaningful conversations and trying to form deep interpersonal relationships. And then with rangatiratanga, it's of your own, so making decisions based on your own preference, getting that work-life balance, and then obviously as kaumātua getting pulled here and there, actually being able to say no to some things and take care of yourself first. Next, the taiao. That's just getting out into our natural environment and healthy sun exposure, especially coming into winter. I do usually go and do a winter wellness talk of things that simple things that you can do to improve your well-being over winter. With kai is key, so I really push drinking enough water. A lot of our kaumātua don't drink enough water, and then also adding in a phytochemical-rich diet, so that's just a diet, a minimum of 3 cups of veggies a day, fresh veggies, and then with the tinana, making exercise fun and not a chore, which is where this whānau comes in, just adding it into your everyday life and making it sustainable. And then we've just got the double hold waka examples of this is what I go into when I go into a patient's whare and go right into giving a medication review. So I go and look what medicines they're on, are they the right ones, are they getting side effects, is it because of the medicines or something else? But this is the Meihana model, and so it's looking at that, you can probably see that usually medicines are the least of people's worries. So it's taking the time to explore that to get to the root cause. So that's more example of not the Western patient-centred care. We're always told at the DHB it's got to be patient-centred, which I believe has contributed to our poor health outcomes because you're not including the whānau, which that's where we need to get to is whānau-centred care, which needs to start being implemented, I believe, and that's what I have talked to in that document that's gone out to every community pharmacist and pharmacy. So hopefully we start seeing some of that change. And that's me. Got it.
Kia ora whānau, my name is Manu and this is my husband Corey.
Kia ora.
So together we run HCC. This is our 3rd time that we've been invited to speak at a symposium for Te Pūtahitanga, so I don't want to go over what we've already talked about before in the past because we've actually been operating for 6 years here in Christchurch. We want to focus on where our journey is now and a service that we offer, and it's come about from a question that kept coming to us is how can we broaden our reach to communities. So, so that what we're about to present today is about the next part of answering that question. So we'll play the video first, and then we'll go from there. So as Van said, we started out in parks and we would load a trailer, or we started with a van and we would take that to wherever whānau would come that wanted to get fit and healthy. And that came about, we came home for a holiday at the end of 2012. We didn't mean to stay here, but we saw the impact of what had happened to whānau after the earthquake. So we made a decision to move home 6 weeks after that quick visit, and we would deliver our fitness program to anybody who would come. So the main communities we are in at the moment is Hoonhay and Hornby. We deliver our service there, fitness program. And we also have a gym, 400 square foot of a, don't like to call it a gym because if you go in there it doesn't really look like a gym, there's no machines. What we teach whānau, the movement patterns we teach them, it mimics everyday life, so that's really important to us. And the people that we have on our team, the trainers and the coaches, they've come for our program, so they've been with us for 4 to 5 years. We've got 2 that are about to graduate as personal trainers. Well, one is about to graduate in 4 weeks. The other one, he's still got another 11 months, 11 months. And the ideas that they have and what they want to offer to our community is more than what Corey and I offer now.
Yeah.
And say anything?
Yeah, so the video you got to see, ever since day dot, obviously we've only been able to deliver our service here locally in Christchurch, and through the wonderful world of social media, the word spreads pretty quickly, and we've had whānau contact us from all other areas around New Zealand, even Australia, trying to find a service like us, or hoping that we were in their local area, and we've had to turn them down and try and direct them to something similar, or a similar service that's local to them. So we fought that for ages, and we tried to battle on how we could find a way to be able to connect with them without being with them. Initially, we came up with the idea of creating an app. We were told we couldn't do it. It was too much. Leave it alone. And if you tell us we can't do something, we're going to get stuck in and we're going to do it. So for about 6 months, we battled and battled trying to figure out a way to be able to do it. Obviously, cost was a big thing when you talk about creating a mobile app. It can get quite expensive. So there was a huge barrier for us to try and figure out a way around it. We went one way, it didn't work, so we pulled the pin, nearly gave up, and then we found another route where we put everything into it, we invested all our time into it, and then we came up with what you see today. So HCC Fit to Go, it actually just turned 1 on Sunday, so it's been a year in the making. We wanted to be able to create meal plans that were easy, doable and affordable. So you see it's $5 a week is a very cheap option. We deliver the program completely to them via their phone, so they've got no excuse, it's always with them. We tailor a meal plan to suit them and their personal needs and their requirements and their goals. Each meal, they get told what's in that meal, how much of whatever ingredient needs to be in that meal, how long it takes to make that meal, how to make that meal, and then all the macronutrients that are available within that meal. At the training plan we provided, we always knew that there were a few barriers. Some whānau don't like going to gyms. They don't like being judged. A lot of whānau, they've been in there, walked in there, felt judged straight away and never been back. And they've signed a 12-month contract or whatever with some gym and just donated for 12 months just because they felt too fucking bad and didn't want to go back. So being able to create a training program that didn't require a gym membership and didn't require any training equipment was paramount to making this successful. So we were able to do that and deliver that as well. The program's still developing. Initially we had 3 different menu options available. We've now got 5, including the amazing keto option. And for all the vegans out there that don't like dairy, trying to save the world, we've got an option for you now as well. And we're just working on another training plan to be able to deliver too. So there's still heaps going on. We're still developing, especially as people. Obviously, with trainers coming through, that's going to take a little bit of pressure off us personally. We've got 5 kids, so it's always a challenge to try and deliver everything, but we get it done. And sky's the limit. Yeah, that's us, whānau. Kia ora.
O ngā mihi mahana kia koroa. Thank you. And our next speakers is speaker. I'll just get a chair for him. Bros for Change, Ben Murray. Ho mai te paki paki.
Kia ora te whānau. Kia ora whānau. Ka tū au ki te tui o tapu aunuku, ka wai au toa te awa, ka roi matana tapu aunuku e rere ki. Ko te tūraka waiwai o Kati Kuri, ka hoi taku waka o Takitimu, ko mai tau te iwi, ko Ben taku ingoa. Kia ora whānau. I am one of the half of Bros for Change. I've got 2 giants next to me that I work alongside. A little bit about myself, I guess. I have a beautiful partner of 9 years. Also, with that comes a beautiful stepdaughter of 9 years also. I have a whāngai boy. His name's Kamo. He's 2. Been in our care for about 20 months. It's passed around the family. There was these places that I used to love called Kingsley, Weymouth, Apuni, CT, jail, I guess. I'm 37 now. At the age of 28, I decided I wasted too much time. So from 28 to onwards, I have been out of jail and locked up. People that know me, that's a miracle, I guess. What I do at Bros for Change, sorry I don't have a flash slide or anything. But anything, what I do at Bros for Change, my official title is Program Facilitator and Youth Worker, or / Youth Worker. Really, we're the cool uncles or the bros. I mostly dabble into the Māori side, karakia, haka, waiata, maurako, and taonga puoro. We add that into one of our part of our programs. One of the arms of Bros for Change is a 6-week Timotanga Hau program. We run it in pose, poutahi, pourua, poutoru. Poutahi is our whakawhanaungatanga. We grab a group of young tamariki from, depends if it's a primary school or high school. They jump in our van. They don't know us, we don't know them. And we take them away for 6 days into the bush. A lot of trust from the parents, but there's been no regrets so far. So that's our 6-day camp. Pourua is hauora. We do a lot of physical training. Every day we physical train. Also we do, we get more into the Maurako side, waiata, and also reality therapy, which is not my side of it. We also, in that time, we do goal setting, reality goals, whatever that looks like to the young person. It's not mine or the matua's goals, it's their goals. And after that, poutoru is wānanga on the marae. with the whānau participating in what the young rangatahi have learned for the last 6 weeks. Unfortunately, we haven't had a chance to stay on the marae. We found that it's cheaper to hire a mansion than it is to stay on the marae. Just saying. After the 6 weeks, the young rangatahi, they leave with a pathway plan, goal settings, and they begin their mentoring between 9 to 12 months. As the time goes on, it depends if the young person wants us. We're always there. Our doors never closed. We still work with our rangatahi from 3 years ago. Actually, there was one here that we brought onto the rangatahi forum. That's just a little arm of what we do. I will be showing a video. It's just a little hikoi that we decided to put together last year in December from Ships Cove to Anakiwa. It's about 71 Ks. We handpicked the students over the last 3 years that from the last 3 years between 12 and 17 to see who had that leadership when they were with us and also carried it on. We taught them, we mocked them, we done a mock tramp, a couple of days tramp. So we gave them a month to prepare. What clothing to bring. Don't bring your tight jeans and all of that kind of stuff. Just bring your ragged stuff, thermals, all of that. What kai to bring and how to pack a pack. We done some day tramps around the Banks Peninsula. So that's enough kōrero for me. We're just going to show you the video. Kia ora.
It's going to be hard, but it's the harder than I thought it was going to be.
We're here in the Mobile Sounds. We're looking at doing a hikoi with our rangatahi through the Queen Charlotte track over the next 5 days, covering 71 kilometres and up to a height of almost 500 metres above sea level. At the end, these rangatahi are going to experience how to conquer challenges, I guess, and dig deep within and know that if they set their mind to something and push themselves and work hard, then they can achieve anything they want. And this is just an alternative way of showing them they can do that.
Hey, look, I'm going to have this today. He goes, oh, good on you, bro. There's no one at the back. We're all going to be one today.
Yeah, it's been challenging. We've been walking up the hills. But yeah, it's been good.
At some points, you just got to keep your head down and keep going. It's just head down, pick it up, keep the momentum going forward, and just sweep.
I knew it was going to be full on, but I didn't know how full on it was going to be. So yeah, it was pretty out of it.
Well, when you look up the hill and you see just all steepness, you're like, oh, bloody hell.
The feeling like you just want to stop and you just want to give up, or you just want to stop.
That's the tahi go. Good man, bro.
Man.
It's mostly, I'm pretty much drawing with anger, and I've just sort of found a loophole to, instead of being always angry, I could sort of turn into positive energy. Doing all this sort of stuff, physical, mentally, it's just pretty much narrows my focus level just to just one little thing.
Pop it!
These days I'm less shy, just because like I probably wouldn't speak in front of this camera right now. Probably hiding and let one of the other boys come over here.
Come on, brothers.
Think going over what I've accomplished, how far I've walked, yeah, mean is.
Here we go. My homies. Last day, yo. Super.
Okay, boys. Last haul, eh? We've walked 60 Ks in 4 days, average of 15 Ks a day. Today is our last haul. That'll make it 71K walk in total with all your stuff. So we started together, let's finish together, walk like we did yesterday. Don't go too far ahead. just hold up, wait for everyone so we can all finish at the same time.
When you're walking up the steep hills and you think you can't do it, but all your bros like tell you to munner up and stuff, and it gets you going and stuff. So yeah, I've got a lot calmer with my family, and I've got with my friends in that. I think he's put me into my better person that I used to be.
Yesterday I felt like I was gonna quit, but then I just pushed through the pain, pushed through the whole way. My attitude's changed a lot. Yeah, staying out of trouble, not being into fights anymore, just made new friends.
It's been out of it. I've never thought I could handle this much pain, especially with like having to walk up and down hills, down creeks, all this sort of terrain, because I started to doubt myself that if I could finish or even just complete it. Finishing has to be like the best part, because that's the reward. You've done the hard work.
Definitely can't buy this feeling. You got to do this type of stuff to be able to feel it.
I feel relieved and that I've got there and I've achieved, and I feel good, sore and good.
After all the hard mahi and going through self-doubt, and once it's done, you just feel, you sort of have a laugh like, oh, I just did that.
I've got life from a new perspective, you know what I mean? I've learned to never give up. I've just learned to keep on pushing, and then eventually I will get the prize.
The biggest thing I'll probably take away from this is give everything a go now, eh? I used to give up real easy, but after this, there's not much else.
Meeting Jay and the bros have helped me in like my behaviour, and just thinking about no matter what background you can come from, you can achieve whatever as long as you put your mind to it.
I've had some struggles here and there, but by far this is probably the best struggle I've ever had that I've enjoyed.
Knowing you can pick your head up and walking out these mountains, you can pretty much pick your head up and do anything.
Ngā mihi mahana ki a koe e ho. Bros for Change. And our next speakers will be Kate and Rewa Grace. Actually, before we do that, e tu koutou, we're about order around Navigator Tinana. Right? We've been sitting for a long time, so whai mai me kōrero mai kia hau. So, heke, and I want you to say the words as well. Heke, hake,
Haki.
hatu, hake. So we join it together, ko tahi tana, so that's heke, Screen the cuckoo. Okay.
Kia ora, ko aura ki te maka, ko waitaki te awa, ko ariti uru te waka, ko kaitahi te iwi, ko moraki te runaka, ko unuku te marae, ko hakare, rātu Price, Sutherwood, ko Waterroos, ko Folk o ko Timbuna. Ko Judy Folk o ko mama, ko Ian Morris o ko papa, ko Rawa Grace toku tāne, ko Marvel Rawa, ko Charlie o ko kuri tamariki, ko Kate Grace toku ingoa.
Ko hokarangi toki maunga, ko waipu toki awa, ko tuparo, ko ruotaupuri toku hapu, ko ruotaupuri toku marae, ko Ngāti Porou me te whanau apanui me Kaitahu oku iwi, ko Riwai Grace toku ingoa.
Kia ora. I hane taku toa I te toa takatahi, he hoa takatini. Kia ora, I stand here and my strength is not as an individual but as a collective. I proudly stand with Riwai on my shoulder, and I'm going to pop this down, as the kai whakahaere for whānau whanaki, also known as RCG Grace. We're a whānau grown enterprise that came about 10 years ago when the two of us were sitting around the hui table with our nans drinking cups of tea with health conditions we didn't know how to manage and health systems that we didn't understand. I would go with Riwai and Riwai would go with I, and every single health professional in our modern day health system would say, you should exercise, Kate, and you should get healthier. We didn't know what that meant. We went out to the Māori kaupapa services at the time that were absolutely brilliant, but I was whakamā. I didn't understand what it was like to be Māori, even though I knew that my nan was Māori and that she had been brought up with manaakitanga and whanaungatanga that she passed on to us. Our reo wasn't strong, and nan was so whakamā that she would say that she was actually Spanish. So, thanks to our health conditions and a system that didn't work for us, we created whānau whanaki as a part of our business. The tohu stands now proudly on us that was developed by Araki Design last year to honour those nans in every one of the tipuna I now speak of in my whakapapa all the way back. And we exist because we couldn't have tamariki to set up the future for all of our aramutu, for all of the mokopuna that we don't know yet that may come and call us matua and fire, so that they live healthier lives and don't come across the barriers that we have. We're based on the beautiful mason juries Te Whare Tapa Whā. We know the other models are out there and we love that everybody uses them, but for our whānau, they are urban, they've had a health condition, a disability, or an injury that they're not able to cope with at that time. We know when we meet them that they may be disconnected from their whakapapa or disconnected from life in general. So we've reinterpreted mason juries Te Whare Tapa Whā as an urban birdhouse, still with the strength that we use the four hininaru, tahi tirana, taha whānau, and wairua is the basis of making sure our healthy whānau are always healthy. People know me, I talk a lot, so all of our strategic documents have a lot of words. But this is my anchor to remind me so I don't go off track. But we have 3 missions in the whānau whanaki arm of our business: to positively change whānau narratives. We want to make sure that we reduce the negative indicators for whānau impacted by long-term conditions, not just on the individual. I was an individual with 7 health conditions. Riwai carries 4 to 5, depending. We weren't individuals, it was also how it impacted on our whānau. And it was that started to broaden our reach. We wanted to create opportunities where whānau felt supported to become self-managing. We did this by making sure that Te Ao Māori and Hauora wayfinding was born. Our urban whānau come in and their very, very first meeting or time with us is either around their hui table having a cup of tea, as our nans did, or in our whare, which is our office, with our nans chairs still proudly there, getting to know what they want. The whole journey of being a Navigator Tinana is that it's not about us, it's about them and where they want to be and where they want their future whānau to be. We weave through Kore Tinana and Hauora into what we do. We have Who's Coming for Kai, where we all sit around the table like we used to with our nans and share kai, and that becomes the nutritional wānangas. We have whānau days where our whānau can come together and have fun, whether that's playing bowls at the local club and having kai and karakia and learning Te Ao Māori in those small steps, or whether it's a big event like taking people to marae to finish their half marathon at the Waikawa, which we do annually. We also have Kore Tinana Ropu, so that you can come in at any stage and get to know what your body can do with the conditions or long-term disabilities you may have. And whānau whanaki is one arm. To be a Navigator Tinana, we've also made sure that our whānau is sustainable. So it's part of a 3-armed or 3-po prong. Our first po is where I began as a one-to-one personal trainer, helping those come through that system to find what exercise means to them. The second is our Tō Tātou Oranga whānau services, where the whole whānau can come together and have a look at what healthy hauora means for them. And then our Ngātanga Whakapiki guided tours is our financial arm, where we're taking people on walking hikoi around the motu, but also around our CBD. So I'm very strategic and I'm the person in the front office, so I'm going to pass you over for a real life story for what whānau whanaki meant to Liwai.
Kia ora. So I'm 50 years old. My main mahi, I'm actually in the fire service. So I was actually diagnosed with PTSD after the earthquakes. I tried all sorts of different things to help my wellness journey back to some form of normality, as they like to say, but nothing worked. And it wasn't until just over 16 months ago we met Vania and Helen and Te Pūtaitanga, and I started reconnecting with my Māori side through this whānau ora initiative. Whānau for me has helped me heal. It's helped me to recognise I am Māori, because for 48 years I was embarrassed about my childhood and what I experienced. So I can proudly stand here now and say I'm Māori. I might be 50, but I feel like a baby because I'm starting my te reo Māori journey. It's about connecting a lot of urban Māori, because there's a lot of us out there who didn't have a good upbringing. We didn't have what's out there now, and a lot of my people I train with are on that same journey. Out of 7 of us that did Iron Māori last year, 1 of us could speak te reo Māori, but all of us are urban Māori, so we're sort of in that in-between place. So whānau for me is about connecting. It's about finding out who we are, and this journey about what we're doing is actually that. It's bringing us back to a place where we can be proud of who we are, but it's also allowing us to live a life where we can be healthy and we can inspire. So I've just done Aoraki Bound, and I like to tell people, they said, what was it like? I said, it was good and bad. The bad part was my clothes are too big, but the good part is I can actually see my toes for the first time in 20 years without bending over. So whānau for me is about healthy kai, movement. It's about helping myself and getting out there in fresh air and just doing things that so I can actually live a productive life. So that's sort of where I am. And I wouldn't do it without the whānau. So it's 7 o'clock on a winter's morning when I'm on my bike training for Iron Māori, and there's it's minus 3 degrees. I'm doing it because my other people are there. Otherwise, I'd be staying in bed with Kate, and no, I wouldn't be doing it at all. So that's my side of it. Kia ora.
Kia ora. So we have nearly 200 stories like Liwai's and mine, and we're really proud that we are now a collective whānau, and that when we're a bridge over the stormy awa, that's also where we come with nans, all of our nans, whanakitanga, manakitanga, but also the tiaki and the care for the people's journeys and stories. We build the bridge, we take them over, and we send them to wonderful people like our other tinana in the room, and they start their journey. So I'm going to finish in English because this is one of Nan's favourite, and it is, to accomplish great things, we must not act, but we also dream. We must not only dream, but plan, and we must also believe. And on the back of our shirts, there's no surprise that it's Māori o Te Pono, believe. And for all of you, believe in yourself today. Kia ora tata, nō reira, tēnā koutou katoa.
And there you have whānau Mauria Te Pono, and our last speaker, Tyler Harrison Hunt.
Tēnā koutou katoa. He uri tēnei no Ngāi Tahu, no Ngāti Porou, no Te Atiawa Hoki, ko Tyler Harrison Hunt tōku ingoa. People know me as Tyler, or Crossover Coach, as you might see on here. This new logo is actually a shout out to Ariki Creative for helping me out with my vision. With everything that I do, I always picture a warrior. Everybody has a warrior within themselves, and I'm trying to bring the best out of each of my rangatahi. My trade is I'm a high-performance coach and a skills trainer for basketball. This here is Ihaya. He's from Ngāti Maniapoto, and I've been with him for 6 years now. This is a clicker thing here. Yeah. So this is a basic overview of what I do from day to day. So I take basketball skills training, usually one-on-ones in small groups, from NBL level talent down to young tamariki. I've coached more than 800 kids over the last year. It's been amazing, absolutely amazing. It's been a great adventure. Thanks to Te Pūtaitanga and to my whānau for giving me the support to say, yes, you can do it. I also do strength and conditioning and nutrition for young rangatahi. At the moment, I'm working quite intensely with Horomaka Hillmorton, strength and conditioning program for their first 15 and teaching them how to eat right. And lastly is rangatahi empowerment, which means I run workshops and small wānanga like midnight basketball, which we're going to talk about today. So that's me in a nutshell. So this is Midnight Basketball. So Midnight Basketball started about 2.5 years ago with Canterbury Basketball leading the initiative to be able to get the Pūtea to be able to run this. I decided to put my hand up and say, yes, I can actually help out with this and do this. It started off in Aranui at Celebration, and the game plan was to try and keep the kids off the streets on Friday night, which is the naughtiest night for a lot of our rangatahi. Studies have shown that between the hours of 8 and 2 a.m., or 8 p.m. to 2 a.m., it's the shadiest night. So I try to keep them in the gym. That's the game plan. So we did Aranui, and for Aranui we had about 40 kids. This is how we run Midnight Basketball. So it started off at 7:30 p.m. The whānau would arrive and they'd socialise. Then we'd give them a kite. So everybody would sit together, eat together before we'll do a karakia before we have a kite, and it'll be based on good nutrition and healthy eating. Then we'll be doing a workshop, which isn't some sort of normal workshop which you'd find. It's quite cool because we get businesses and organisations wanting to collaborate. So, for example, we've had PwC come in to talk about financial literacy, but it's a bit more rangatahi focused than what you'd actually expect. So, for example, they might break it down into jelly beans and talk about how many jelly beans I can save for this, for next week, etc., and apply that into real life skills. And because of the PwC networking, we had Fush come down from Wigram. Anton, he hooked the boys up with some beautiful fish and chips, actually a few times, and they really, really enjoyed that. After that, whānau get warmed up. They get to learn about how to warm up, stretch, and then start a skill session with me or another leader. That really, really gets them going. They're really looking forward to that. And then the main thing is they get to play poetukohu. They get to play basketball for about nearly 2 hours. So they're nice and sweaty, they've got a full belly, their minds are empowered, and they're ready to go home. Now, one of the rules that we have is they're not allowed to leave the gym as soon as they walk in. They can't go back onto the street, so they have to jump into our van, and we have to take them home. So that's one of our big rules. So we make sure every single kid gets home safely and at their doorstep. Sometimes we have to watch them walk in the door. But after that, the sad thing is you can't actually be their parent as soon as you leave. Now, there will be a few challenges which I'll talk about soon. So I have, Crossover Coach has 8 values. I call them the 8 grooves of poetukohu. These are values that I actually tried to work within myself. So we have manawanuitanga, which is patience and effort. So they must always give effort on the floor. They must always pick their brother up or sister if they fall over. Kotahitanga, it's very obvious. As Māori, we like to do everything as one, and we are the strongest as one. I like to push a lot of aroha and tautoko with these kids, even if they're more troubled than usual. The only way is aroha. We like to talk about ako. Now, ako isn't just about learning, one-way learning. It's a two-way path. So you'll get to teach the rangatahi something and they get to teach you something back. That is the real definition of ako, the reciprocal learning. Te Aotearoa, they must respect all of their gear, like this. They must respect all the basketballs. They must clean up after themselves if they have a kai, etc., etc. We make sure that we look after their environment. We've got rangatiratanga leadership, which is very obvious. They step up. I get them to run warm-up sometimes, get them to run karakia, which is te reo rangatira. And then lastly is atoatanga, making sure that these young rangatahi got their head screwed on and are ready to either learn a karakia or do the karakia themselves before kai and before basketball. Yep. So we've got one po to reflect this mahi, which is Paurua, living healthy lifestyles. We believe we can help rangatahi one step at a time through the power of a basketball. Basketball is the fastest growing sport in the world and the most popular school sport in Aotearoa, New Zealand. We encourage whānau to lead healthy lifestyles through playing, running, socialising and learning about the game. Through our approach, we're also able to teach them how to gather, cook and eat healthy kai to ensure their tinana are in top condition. Now, when you talk about kai, it's not just through the tinana, it's for the wairua, it's for the hinengaro, it's for everything. So this here is here's the crew at Hornby. I've just started Hornby actually this year. We try to get a photo together, and as you can see, it's like herding kittens. But I absolutely love it. This is the stuff that keeps me up at night. You usually say what wakes you up in the morning, but this is the stuff that keeps me up at night. This is a crew in Hornby. We've started there. We started with 22. We're going to work our way, working towards 40, maybe 60. We've got 2 gyms, so we're going to try and fill a gym. Our game plan is we want to go ngā hau e whā. We want to go in all 4 corners of Canterbury. So we've gone to the east side. That's already established with a couple of awesome guys there. These guys are in Hornby on the west side. We're going to try and bring Rowley over to come over and have fun with these fellas. Maybe go to North Canterbury and then South Canterbury. That's the game plan. There's a couple of naughty kids in there. It's pretty crack up. But this is what they wear. This is a boomerang. So this is what they wear during the time that they're there. They love to get new merch. So I'm trying to work on some sort of funding strategies to give them these instead of actually having to take them back off them. Lastly, I really, really encourage collaboration. So I'd love to have any whānau that are interested to run a workshop, give some kai, or even want to volunteer. I'm all ears. I'm all ears. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā rā tātou katoa.
Manu and Corey, are you still around? Cool. Can I please have all our presenters for the Navigator Tinana to come up, please, that have just spoken? So whānau katoa, this is, there you have it, our Navigator, and I'm just so proud, and I am just, you know, the mahi that's been done out there in the different rohe and the different takiwa, ngā mihi mahana, and ho mai te pakipaki anō ki a koutou katoa, Navigator Tinana. Thank you, whānau.